All right, here we go. Big bowling shim rekker, solid. This is a good one of their good looking ones. The other ones are pretty ugly. This one's not bad looking. I'm gonna start, I'm gonna do it like I did before and try to do that 8, 9, 10 thing. Problem is now I'm on a lead condition, so I'm gonna have a hard time getting it to go straighter up the lane. Wow. I mean, that's literally the first time that ball's gone down the lane, so that's a good sign. That's pretty cool. I hit about 11, maybe 12. Tried to go a little straighter. So we'll see if we can't. I'm gonna try and go a little bit further right than that. Just a little bit. And see what happens. So it's definitely tumbly. It definitely wants to get going forward and be rolly. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as I go left and try to get around it a little bit. Because generally the tumbly balls like that have a hard time getting around the lane. They have a really hard time making a corner and getting through the pins from the left part of the lane. So we'll see what exactly happens as we go left, but first, we'll move over to that 15, 13, 14 range. See if we can't make some good shots. It's a good shot. See how forward it gets going though? Like I feel like I'm trying, like I'm still rolling it pretty good forward, but it looks like it's dead end over end. And maybe that's the color scheme. Maybe it's just the colors that makes it look like it's tumbling forward. But it does, it looks like it's just end over end. Barely any side tilt at all. So let's see what happens. So that was pretty good, that was a good shot. I'm gonna go 4 left. So we're gonna do that 4 and 2. I'm gonna stay with a rolling hand position. Let's see when it flat tens. That didn't flat 10. That was pretty good. That looked pretty good. So we're gonna have to, I mean, it wasn't dead forward. It wasn't as forward as the last one, but it was still forward. And as I move my feet left, my hand naturally tries to get around it a little bit. So even though I say I'm going forward with it, it doesn't mean it actually is. All right, so I'm gonna go 5 more left. Now we'll get to that 18, 19 range. But I'm gonna stay with that same hand position, or at least try to be close to it. Yeah, see now you can start seeing it just getting blendy, not quite getting through the pins. So if I get my hand around it from there, it may force me to go a little bit further left because it's gonna make it a little bit stronger off the pattern. So it's not a bad thing. So I'm gonna try and stay in that same spot and throw the same type of shot, but with a different hand position. I'm gonna get my hand around it just a little bit. Yeah, it was definitely much better. Bad balance, but it was okay. So we can, so it's got to be the color scheme. It's just the colors that makes it look like that because it's rolling perfect. It's doing exactly what it needs to do. So now I'm gonna go a few more left again. I'm gonna try to get my hand around it a little bit. Oh, that was actually pretty dang good. That was a really good shot. And those blower 7 pins, I mean, what are you gonna do with that? There's not much you can really do there. You can see it was a little high off the head pin, but it was pretty much money ball reaction wise for the most part. That's crazy to me. But this thing rolls good.
Thank you for giving it to me.
So we're gonna get around it. See what I can do here. Just a little bit further left. Got that one in a little bit, but it sat there, so that's a good sign. So that one was left, didn't quite get to the dry, or to the right, like the other ones did. But boy, oh boy, it's picking up the lane the right way. Definitely picking up the lane the right way. These are surprising. Man, I can't even say they're surprising because I didn't know what to expect. Brand new company. That one I got to the right. That's what we're looking for. This thing hits hard. That hits hard. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of, oh, it was a storm ball back in the day, the Invasion. The Invasion. That was one of my favorite balls. Now, it's not necessarily color scheme wise, a little purple in it, not enough red. But ball motion wise, that's what it reminds me of. And I loved that ball. The Invasion was great. One of the only solid bowling balls I liked back in those days. That's really good. Man, this thing, even though it looks like the colors make it look like it's just rolling dead forward, but it's doing all the right things shape-wise. So if you can get one with the right color scheme, it'll look awesome. I mean, it's fairly dark bowling ball already. There's not a whole lot of color in it. But like I said, this is probably one of the only, as of right now, this is the only one I think actually is pretty good looking. The other three are fairly ugly. But you saw the Idea and the Idea Pearl. Those definitely rolled pretty good too. Ooh, spun that one up. Spun that one up and you trucked the 9-pin. Good grief.